welcome to my channel. My name is Patricia, and I wanted to start a series of videos talking about health. And a lot of times people think, when they think health, they think of physical health. Exercising, eating right, supplements, protein shakes, things like that. Well, that's part of it. But our overall health involves so much more. It involves our mental health, our spiritual health, our emotional health. So I want to talk about those things over the next few weeks. And I don't know how long it's going to take me or where it's going, but I wanted to give you some basic facts about where we are in the U.S. Now, I live in America. I live in Texas. I can tell you what goes on in Texas and my friends' experiences here, but in other states, all over the world, people are different, things are different. So you have to figure out where you are and where you want to be, and let's see if we can get you there. Okay, so number one, let's talk about our physical health for just a second. Did you know that 74% of Americans are overweight? And hey, right here, I am. According to the ideal image, I should be like 120 pounds or 130 pounds, and I am 57 years old. I would look like a stick. I would look very unhealthy. So the average American adult spends an average of $112,000 per year on health and fitness. If we spend that much per year, then why are we still 74% overweight? Because we don't take into the other accounts. One of the reasons why we eat the way we do is because of our emotional health. It's because of past traumas. I had a very dear friend who was sexually molested as a child. So she started eating as a child to gain weight, hoping she wouldn't be attractive to her stepfather who was sexually abusing her. And that has gone on, and she still struggles in her 50s today with her eating because of something that happened when she was a child. We need to figure out why we are bored eaters, emotional eaters, mindless eaters. We need to figure out why we do those things. Our mental health. 21 million Americans suffer from depression, and 57.8 million suffer from some form of mental illness. That is, that's staggering. It really is. And mental illness it's not a new thing, but it has become very much aware to us now. And I'm very thankful that we have been made more aware of it today, because I didn't realize that I suffer from depression, and I didn't even see it in my children because I just thought, they were just being teenagers or something like that. And then I had a really bad bout of depression. I talked to my daughter. She said, "Mom, that's what I suffer with all the time." I was like, "You suffer with this?" And I wasn't even made aware, because I was raised in that generation that you pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you keep going. Well, sometimes you just cannot do that. It's just not possible. And I realized that, and I learned that, and I'm so thankful that mental illness has been brought to the forefront of our minds, to the forefront of society, so that we can deal with this stuff and not just think that kids are acting out or people being stupid or something like that, or being irresponsible. But there are issues. There are mental issues that we need to deal with. So let's talk about our spiritual health. 63% of Americans say they're Christians, but only 21% attend church weekly. And then I would ask, out of those 21%, how many act like Christians? How many act like Christ? We're called Christians because we follow Christ. But are we really following Christ? And if we are following Christ, are we doing it with our whole heart? Are we doing with God said, love me with all your mind, heart, soul, and strength. I mean, that he wants everything. He wants all of it. And so many of us want to only give him part of it. And of course, we all have our own spiritual journey. We are all in different places, even me and my husband, who are both, we've been Christians for a very long time, and we still struggle with our Christianity. One of my friends said, he called me and said, I want to follow God. I want to do what God says. I love him, but I'm scared. And I was like, we're all scared. Do you think that Billy Graham wasn't scared? Do you think that Joel Osteen isn't scared? Or Francis Chan or Ben Stewart? These great evangelists, do you think they're not scared? We're all scared because we don't know what God's going to ask. And then he always asks us to push ourselves a little bit more, to test us a little bit more. And it's scary. And we have to live in faith. And so it's amazing that 63% say they're Americans, only 21% attend church. But look at our nation. Look at our nation. These are people who say they're Christians, and yet we're bombing abortion clinics, and yet we're beating up people because they have different political views. We're bullying each other, even online, because we can be anonymous and take it out on them. Now, how can 63% say they're Christians and not act like Christians? Because they're not really Christians. Christians follow Christ. If we're not following Christ, we're not acting like him, we're not Christians. Okay? Our emotional health. Okay? In 2022, 49,476 Americans committed suicide. 49,476. That's in 1 year. That is crazy. That is where we are having issues with either emotional health or mental health or spiritual health, and we're unhappy. In 2021, 4.8% of adults said they were unhappy with their life. That's almost 5% of people. It doesn't sound like much, but we're talking about in the millions. These are people, everyday people, who say they're unhappy with their life. Why are we unhappy with our lives? Because we're always wanting more? Because we see the grass is greener? Because we're not where we thought we would be? There are a lot of reasons, and we can go into every single one of those reasons. But one of the things I want to do is to take each of these, take things and kind of put them in perspective, and let us look at some of the reasons why these things are going on. And I know this isn't a new thing. This isn't, I don't have a corner market. I don't have a degree. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I don't have any of that. What I do have is experience and wisdom that God has given to me, and just the fact that he called me to do this, because there are still some people. I work in an industry where I have to talk to customers, and in some of their most devastating times of their lives, and I have talked to so many about grief and depression, and have helped so many just to give them an ear. There are hotlines out there, and those are anonymous. Those are ways to contact people if you're being abused, or you have domestic violence going on, or you suffer from depression, or you've been raped. There are many hotlines out there, and I will notate some of those, and I will provide you with some resources to talk to people about Christianity and about your spiritual walk, and I will do everything I can to help whoever is listening to, even if you listen to all these videos and you only take away one thing, that's great. That's fine. If you've already shut this video off, that's fine too. I am here for those people who just need to hear somebody. Just need to hear a regular person talk about issues, talk about things in the world. And I will also have people on here with me. I'm going to ask our minister and my husband and my daughters and even my grandchildren to come on and have some discussions, have some real talks. So I hope that you hang in there with me. And all right, it takes a brave person to cry out for help, to even say that they need help, to even admit that we need help. Sometimes we think we can do it on our own, and there's a reason God started with two people. He said that it was not good for man to be alone. It's not good for us to be alone. We need friends, we need family, and so we need to be there for each other and help each other, lift each other. So I hope you stick with me in this journey, and thank you so very much if you've made it this far, and I will be talking to you soon. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, I wanted to leave you, and I put it at the beginning of the video. One of my favorite quotes is from Winston Churchill. He said, "If you're going through hell, keep going." And I found that so revelatory. It was like, we all say, "Man, I'm going through hell." Okay, then keep going. Don't stay there. Figure out the solution, figure out where you need to be, figure out where you need to go, and get there. King David wrote in Psalm 23, he said, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with me." And through the valley of the shadow of death, not even the valley of death, Jesus went through the valley of death for us. But David said, "Even though I go through the shadow of it, you are with me." So God is with us if we need him, and we can always count on him, and he will send us people that we need. Okay, well, I will talk to you later. Thank you very much for hanging in there with me, and you have a great day.